Hi, I'm Colleen Young, a 20-year-old from Buffalo, New York. I'm hoping to one day have my own talk show, so I started this, Live with Collie, and you're watching my first episode. Ashley Heimbach is a very independent young woman. She also happens to be one of my closest friends. Last week, along with our friend Melissa Brinamore, we went to Magic Kingdom Park in Walt Disney World. I sat down with Ashley to ask her how accessible she feels the park really is.
It's crowded, super crowded, especially during the spring break time. However, I would definitely say overall it was okay. They've definitely made it more accessible as the years go by. Since I was in my car accident when I was 5, they've definitely progressed in terms of accessibility, but there were definitely difficulties with certain rides and certain facilities, just like the bathrooms and everything like that. I think that while they do have some accessible bathrooms, I believe that when you have a lot of people in the park, there's no way that just 1 or 2 bathroom stalls for a person is acceptable. And even so, some of the facilities, while they may legally be acceptable to use as handicap accessible rooms, they don't cut it. They don't fully satisfy others' needs. And unfortunately, obviously Disney World is a family-friendly environment and a lot of children are using these facilities. Families will go in there and use it as a family restroom, which is sometimes very inconvenient for me, and I've had to wait up to 15 minutes to use the restroom.
Since Ashley has been visiting Walt Disney World for years, she knew that she had to go to Magic Kingdom City Hall to get a Disability Access Service Pass.
They gave me a pass, asked me how long I was going to be there for, and took my picture and basically just gave me a card, and it kind of is serving as a fast pass for disabilities. So I would go up to a line in whatever ride it was, and they would just sign it and tell me when to come back, and I could use that as just like a fast pass so I wouldn't have to wait in line, which is actually very nice, and it worked out pretty well. I was in a car accident when I was 5 years old, like I said. My doctor, it was a head-on car crash, and my doctor did not check my spinal cord for swelling. So what ended up happening is my nerves were damaged, and they basically came out of the emergency room after my car accident and told my family that they had done something wrong.
Though Ashley is in a wheelchair, she's still very determined to ride the rides. However, Ashley said that some of the rides are less accessible than others. For example, Space Mountain.
It's like a hill, probably a story and a half tall, that you would have to go up and down probably about 3 times. When you want to get on the ride, you need to basically get at ground level, if not lower than, a little lower than that. And obviously getting down would be the easy part if I were by myself, but getting up would be impossible if it weren't for my friends lifting me in and out. And then not to mention, on some of the rides, you have to transfer. You have to get out, and there are rides that continuously keep on going, and while they may slow them down or stop them, it definitely inconveniences the other riders already on the ride. If it weren't for my friends, I wouldn't have been able to get in and out of the rides by myself. Whether it be that they need a cart that either raises up to my level so that I can easily transfer over, or they have an extra cart. They definitely need to work on a lot of that stuff, because I don't want to feel like I have a 30-second time frame in order to move over before they have to get me out. That's very unsafe, and even though I'm very high functioning, high independence, it's just not, it's not a safe feeling for you to do. And especially because legally, the Disney cast members are not allowed to help you. It's not like they can jump in, and if I were to fall or something like that, they couldn't do anything. So I definitely think that they need to work on situational things like that, because I know in the future, if I were to have kids, I couldn't go just by myself. I couldn't enjoy Disney World as a whole, because they do not have these accessibility measures. I moved across the country to live by myself. I've done everything. I have my own dog. I've had my own apartment. I had my own house even. And I think I'm one of the lucky ones, because a lot of people cannot do the things that I do with the disabilities. And I think that Disney has to take a few extra steps in order to fully be the happiest place on earth for every single person that gets to go there.
As Disney continues to make improvements on accessibility, Ashley continues to enjoy her trips to the park because, after all, her sorority, Theta, named her most likely to become a Disney princess.
My favorite part of Disney is the food, the environment, just everything with your friends. Obviously, it is nicknamed the happiest place on earth for a reason. There's, the music, the parades, just everything around it is just absolutely perfect. I will always go back to Disney.
I'd like to thank Ashley Heimbach for her time, my sister Megan for my new logo, and I'd like to invite you to watch my next segment, my first episode of Colleen in the Kitchen. I filmed my cousin Valois Feneziani baking oatmeal breakfast cookies.